technology that we've deployed here at Fred's greenhouses involves sort of a series of sort of what we call a stack. So it's not just one thing that you can go buy off of a shelf and deploy in your greenhouse. So the stack that we have here is we've got these sensors that are IoT sensors in this makeshift container to keep it safe from water and moisture. The IoT sensor is able to track the temperature, light, and humidity in the greenhouse, and you can see that we have 5 deployed in this greenhouse, because basically what Fred had asked is if we could zone out the greenhouse so he could see the different zones and where the heat is held, so that he can plan accordingly which crops of microgreens he's going to plant where, because they all require different temperature, daylight, hours. So this IoT sensor then talks to a Dell gateway that we have on the wall mounted over here, and through a Docker program. And so the stack was put together through the Impact Labs group, and then this goes back to goes up to the cloud, which then he can access through his computer or smartphone to be able to see what's happening here in the greenhouse in real time with these different zones. Right? So,
absolutely. Now I can look at right in the computer from my desk and see exactly what is going on in here, and to see what the history of it is, and see whether there's been any significant change or whether our backup systems are working properly.
And what kind of data are you guys specifically collecting, and Fred, what kind of value is that to you?
Well, right now it's heat, humidity, and light, and that is those are the ingredients that determine the speed with which this crop grows. Microgreens are particularly sensitive to those. We're only keeping them here for a short time, so if we can change just a small amount, we can have a huge difference in our bottom line.
And as you've said to us, the varieties, right? The different varieties require different...
Well, as I think one of our biggest challenges is being able to effectively produce basil from now until next June. That's our, would be huge.
Shorter.
I could put all my greenhouses into basil production if I could reliably chart what they require. And the other varieties, that will help them as well, but those are... we pick the easiest varieties to start with and then make it more complicated as we get more information on how better to grow them.
Yeah. So some varieties are more hardy than others and grow regardless, where basil, which is one of his top sellers, he really needs the higher temperatures and the longer daylight.
Great. And how's the experience for you, just being able to take out your smartphone and kind of check in on that?
This is revolutionary for me. You have to realize that we're not agriculture in general, at least in this part of the world, is not necessarily utilizing the most modern technology.
Yeah. So that's the concept, right? Bringing it to small to mid-sized growers.
Exactly.
The big growers get access to some of this technology, but our whole thesis is how do we bring this technology to small to mid-sized growers at an affordable price? And this is the exact situation where you're taking a sensor that is a $50 sensor and you're mapping it to this whole stack that can provide what would normally be very cost prohibitive for a small to mid-sized grower.
One of the things that's happening in this little backyard area of ours down here in southeastern Massachusetts is the enormous explosion of small growers who are growing an enormous variety of crops, everything from wine, grapes, to vegetables, to nursery stock, flowers, livestock, of course, and anything that can help especially the smaller guys get a foothold is going to have a huge impact. I think we like the concept of talking to our politicians and saying, hey, we can provide you with jobs and futures for young people that are much more able to do that utilizing some of this technology.